Hey folks, Jim here, producer of Around the House Show. You're loving the audio tips right now, but here's something new. Our full-length episodes and expert interviews are now on YouTube as video, so you can watch the demos, tool close-ups, and guest interviews, or just hit play and listen like a regular podcast. Just search Around the House Show on YouTube, hit that red subscribe button, and turn on notifications. It's free, and you'll get the best of both worlds, visual how-tos when you want them, audio when you're on the go. Don't forget to subscribe on your podcast app too. Thanks. And now back to the show.
Everybody stop what you're doing, please!
When it comes to remodeling and renovating your home, there is no better show on your radio. This is Around the House with Eric G.
Where's the hammer?
From your back fence to the sidewalk, Eric will tell you how to keep it all in tip-top shape while helping you save a buck while doing it. If you like DIY projects, it takes a lot of practice to get good at it, and Eric is here to guide the way.
Is it on the, go up on the other floor. Somebody go up there and stop the hammering.
All that and more on the fastest 2 hours of home improvement radio.
These are the wrong plans. These are the old plans. Oh!
Welcome to
Stop it!
Around the House with Eric G.
Welcome to Around the House with Eric G. This is where we talk home improvement every single weekend, but you're listening to the midweek special. This is where we talk home improvement in the middle of the week that, well, gets us from last weekend all the way through to next weekend. And we do have a great show ahead next weekend that I'm super excited to talk about, and I'll tease you ahead with that a little bit later. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is, it's one of those things that we're getting into spring and summertime here. We're rounding the corner into June, and I just wanted to talk about a little summertime safety that I want you to think about out there. And there's two things that are always, well, actually three if you want to dive down into it deep enough, that I want you to make sure that you're careful with out there. I know so many people are heading down to the home improvement store, grabbing that ceiling fan. They're going to put a ceiling fan up, well, right where there wasn't one before. Maybe you're swapping out a light fixture. I want to make sure that you're safe about this, that you're putting a ceiling fan up in the right box. Because so many times you've got just a regular light box up there in the ceiling and not one rated for the pressure and pull of a ceiling fan. What can happen? If it's not up there correctly, that little plastic box up there or metal one could pull right out. And then now you've got hanging electrical, a moving fan, something that could start a fire, or even worse, get somebody even hurt. So I just want to make sure that when you're doing this, when you're diving into this DIY project, maybe you got to get it in the attic. Maybe you need to work on that, but swap out that box and make sure it is a bracketed box that is made to hold the pressure of a ceiling fan. Sounds really easy. It's not really that hard to do in many cases. Sometimes you'll have to open the drywall up if you don't have access, but it's what you got to do to put up a ceiling fan. So if you're trying to stay cool, that is one of those big things to tackle. And you got to do that right, because otherwise somebody's going to get hurt. That thing will loosen up, it'll wobble, or it's just going to come down. And nobody wants to see it come down. Second of all, I want people to be very careful out there. Everybody throws in their fans in the house to keep things cool. Maybe they don't have central heat and air. They've got a window air conditioner in one room. They've got fans pushing it out. I just want to make sure that we're using some common sense. With fans and air conditioners that are window or portable, never use an extension cord, period. Do not. If you can't put it right where it needs to go, don't do it. Have an electrician come in and move an outlet if you'd rather do that, or work on getting a different type of cooling system, because if you're going to use an extension cord, you are asking for an electrical fire. They're just not designed for it. Now, there are a lot of efficient fans out there that don't use much power, so I'm not as worried about that. What I say is what happens is people will grab, a lamp cord type extension cord and throw it down, and they use it. Next thing we know, somebody runs across it and it gets tripped up, gets beat on, whatever, pulled out of the wall a couple times, and people trip on it because you got kids and now you got a fire. So just make sure that you're using the right equipment for that. And the same goes with the air conditioner. You do not want to do any window portable air conditioners with an extension cord, period. They go right into the outlet or not at all. So you need to think of ways to do that. Now, with those, you've got two different types of air conditioners out there, really. You've got the window one that goes to the window or the portable one that goes through. Now, you can, if you want to get tricky, and I had to do this in my house, I actually because I didn't have, we're going to be putting in a new heating and cooling system in later on this year, but right now, I just wanted to take the edge off, so we've got a couple of the portable air conditioners in there. Well, I actually had, because we moved the washer and dryer, I actually had a dryer outlet in the kitchen. So what did I do? I didn't have to put this in the middle of my living room. I actually put it on the edge of the kitchen, ran the hose through the dryer outlet, and went outside with it. So guess what? I got the air outside, and I don't have a big panel inside a window that I have to worry about. It is a great temporary fix. And if you're in a house that you're going to be keeping and you want to do that with those window air conditioners, just for those very hot days, depending on where you're at, you can do that. Get a 6-inch duct for what you would run a vent fan out for a kitchen hood, and you're good to go. It's a little trick, and now you can do that and get that air in and out. Now, one of the things, too, that I want you to make sure with these kind of summer tricks, make sure that you've got your window locks out for the kiddos. Make sure if you're a grandparent or you're a parent and you've got a 2-story house, I always recommend window locks. And we'll talk about this a lot more. I want to make sure everybody's got them out there for $20-25. You can jump on your hardware store or jump on Amazon and grab them, and you're good to go. And take 15-20 minutes and keep some kids safe, because I'm tired of seeing it. As soon as we get really into this hot weather across the country, we see it on the news all the time. And every single one of those things can be prevented. Now, one other trick, do not put any furniture in front of those windows. Some people go, I'm putting a dresser in front of the window, it'll be fine. Well, that dresser is now a ladder, because a kid can sit there and pull out the drawers and make a ladder out of it and get up on top. They open up the window, they lean up against the screen. Guess what? You got kids that are getting hurt. So let's give some common sense to that as well. And I think we'll do a lot better job. And then give us a little bit of time. If you're in a wildfire area, there's so many areas out there where people don't, they let their landscaping just go in the yard. They will mow it, and as soon as the rain stops out there, Seattle's a great example of this. Portland and some areas too, where we don't get rain for 3 or 4 months. Well, guess what happens is you get that lawn going white out there. And 1, that can damage your foundation. 2, that can be a fire hazard, because if you've got somebody driving by with a cigarette that gets flicked out the window, or even worse, the neighbor has a house fire or a small fire out there, guess what? You now have a tinderbox going right up to your house. And always keep things well watered around your house. It's a good defense mechanism for any of those kind of things. And if you've got clay soil, it's just better in your house, because you will reduce having the chance of having a broken foundation with cracks in it. If you've got that clay soil where you can keep it nice and not moving. It's that cycling between the summertime and the wintertime where you get the rains and stuff where the ground shrinks and expands and shrinks and expands. And guess what? The next thing you have is a crack in your foundation that you need to get repaired. Well, coming up this weekend Around the House, we're going to have a killer show ahead. We've got a lot of things we're going to be talking about in hour number 1, including some of my secret tips on buying appliances. There are a lot of different things out there that I want you to know kind of the insider on appliances, so you can understand why you're going out and getting numbers and shopping, and maybe why some of the numbers seem so the same. And you'll find out about that. It's kind of the Memorial Day weekend sales coming on out there, so I want to give you some tips before you go out shopping for that. And then in hour number 2, we're going to be talking with David Applebaum. We have a killer interview that there is no way it's going to fit all inside of this. So I want you to make sure and listen to the show. But later on next week, we're going to be putting that up end to end on the midweek special, so that way you can hear it. So a week from today, you'll hear that. Well, what we're going to be talking about is Elon Musk, because David Applebaum is Architect of the Stars. You've seen him on our Facebook, which is Around the House with Eric G. And he is an architect that does spectacular projects out there. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this big mansion that he built in Bel Air, California, for the family of the Queen of England. And that way, that turned around and was sold to Elon Musk and a few people probably in between. And now that was all over Joe Rogan's interview this last week, because Elon Musk is selling his his estates, including all the homes around there. And so you get a huge backstory about this house, what it was like designing it. There's a throne room for the bathroom that has, a guard station in it. It's a crazy deal that I can't wait to talk about. So take a listen to that. We've got a lot of fun stuff like that in that conversation. And the rest of it, because there's no way we'll fit it all up, will be on next week's midweek special. All right, everybody, have a great rest of the week. Thanks for listening to Around the House with Eric G. I really appreciate it. And all the new listeners out there as we keep growing. And make sure you just keep subscribed, listen to the podcast. I'd love to hear all those different reviews out there. We could use a few comments, so feel free to do that. Enough about me talking. We'll see you on Saturday. Thanks for listening to Around the House.
If I could dream.
Is your website losing you money instead of making it? Slow load times, outdated design, or a clunky mobile experience could be driving those customers away. At SiteHypeDesigns.com, we turn bad websites into high-performing, customer-winning machines. Our expert designers create sleek, fast, and SEO-optimized sites that don't just look good, they convert visitors into paying customers. Don't let a weak website hold you back. Visit SiteHypeDesigns.com today for a free website audit and discover how we can take your business to the next level. SiteHypeDesigns.com. Websites that work as hard as you do.
For our Around the House listeners, use promo code ERICG for a free website audit and a free half-hour consultation call.